Hello everyone, my name is Brendan McLaughlin, and today I'm going to teach you how to make homemade tomato sauce. Most of us are familiar with tomato sauce, whether we buy it from the grocery store or we have it sampled homemade. Today I will discuss the process of preparing a homemade tomato sauce that will persuade you to never buy a jarred sauce again from the grocery store. So first, let's go take a look at our ingredients. Now first I'm going to turn on my pan. Now I have this on a medium heat. I have an electric stove, so 5 out of 10. You would turn, if you had a gas stove, you would use your burner to turn it up halfway. So here are the ingredients. You have 1 Spanish onion, 5 cloves of garlic, a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, which I'm going to put in right now, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Now a lot of people ask why not use regular salt. Kosher salt tastes better. It's not iodized, it has a cleaner taste to it. So that's why in a lot of professional kitchens we use kosher salt. And then finally we have the basil. And here's the tomatoes. Now this is roughly 6 pounds and 7 ounces, which I believe is 103 ounces. This is a large batch, but as you can see at the end, this is all worth it to make this large a batch. So while this is sweating, we want to wait for this to go for 2 minutes to become translucent. Okay, so we're just going to add our onions and our garlic and our red pepper flakes. So this is going to go, like I said, for 2 minutes until it gets translucent. You can see it cooking away. Okay, so now we're going to discuss a little bit about the tomato. So tomato sauce, which is also known as marinara, is an essential part of Italian cooking, specifically Southern Italian cooking. The recipe has evolved over the years, and it was finally introduced to a North American diet in the 20th century. It was brought over from Italy by Italian immigrants. So, like I said, tomatoes are also originally from Peru. They were found in the New World by Spanish conquistadors and brought back to the European continent in the late 1500s. The first tomato sauce recipe on record is debatable. There is one from 1692, which was by Antonio Latini, from his cookbook entitled Lo Scalca alla Moderna. So let's walk back over here to see how our onions and garlic are going. So as you can see, they've been sweating for a little bit. They're almost translucent. So now we're going to add our tomatoes. So we're going to incorporate everything together, give it a good stir. We're going to add our basil, add our sugar, and add our salt. Now this is an important step. We're going to let this cook for a little over an hour, but you cannot really walk away from this. You have to keep stirring. I would say periodically, at least every 5 minutes or so, because it will stick. And if your sauce sticks, it will burn and it will taste bitter. So you do not want that. So we have this on a medium heat, and we're going to let this go for a little over an hour. Now this sauce is complete. You can see it's just a little bit bubbling. This has been cooking for a little over an hour. So now you can see the tomatoes have broken apart. It's reduced down a little bit. Now it's ready to be pureed into tomato sauce. So I prefer to use what's called a hand blender. It's a little safer. You can use a blender that you have in your house. However, pouring hot liquids into here can be a little dangerous. So I would prefer everyone to use the hand blender. So now we're going to buzz away. Now you're going to puree this down to the consistency you like. I get mine pretty smooth. So we'll continue to do this until it gets smooth. So now you have tomato sauce. Now it's ready to serve on your favorite pasta dish right now. However, this is another good thing about this recipe is this tomato sauce freezes very easily. So what I have here is some Tupperware containers. Now these are disposable. So all you have to do is put it in your Tupperware container. Let it cool off first before putting on a lid because that can turn sour. So we let this sit out. But for argument's sake, we would date this, label it, and then we could place it in our freezer, like so. And this would keep in the freezer for up to 6 months. Now if you don't have the disposable containers, you can use your own Tupperware containers. But what I recommend to not stain it, tomato sauce will stain your Tupperware containers. So I would spray it with some cooking spray and then ladle it in. Once again, you would let this cool to at least room temperature before freezing it. But by freezing it, you have tomato sauce anytime you want. Just let it thaw out for a day. And the good thing about making a batch like this can be 6 or 7 servings for your family. So now that you all know how to make tomato sauce, here are some reasons why you should make it fresh and never buy from the store again. It is cheaper. The ingredients that we used in here are less than $10. And it also tastes better. There's nothing like something homemade. It tastes much better than buying something from the store. And third, there is no preservatives. So this is healthier for you. It has all fresh ingredients, so there's no preservatives. So finally, I would like to ask you, now that you know how to make tomato sauce, do you need to buy it from the store ever again? Thank you for your time.